Hello, I'm Jay Gregory. I'd like to welcome you to PSE's Wild Outdoors. Today we're going to join fellow staff member and someone you've probably seen on the show several times, Jim Martin. He's got a great story to tell.
A bow hunter is someone who embraces the ultimate challenge and becomes one with nature. Overcoming obstacles, enduring difficulties, patiently waiting for opportunities that may not come. This is bow hunting. Outdoorsmen by nature, bow hunters by choice. This is PSE's Wild Outdoors, and we bow hunt everything. And it all starts now.
Well, I'm Jim Martin, and I went into the Highway Patrol for Missouri in 1969 and worked 24 years on the road, stationed in Cameron, Missouri. Then went to the marijuana eradication, worked that for 2 years. And when they brought gaming into the state of Missouri with the boats, I transferred to general headquarters, still out of Cameron, but worked the casino for the last 4 years and retired in 1998. Okay, after I retired, I had been doing taxidermy part-time for 10 years or so, and I had a chance to do it full-time now, which I really enjoyed, being a hunter and outdoorsman. And then in 2008, Jay Gregory, which I'd known for quite a while, was with the Wild Outdoors, and he asked me if I wanted to be a pro staffer for the Wild Outdoors. And I jumped at that chance because it tied in with my taxidermy and the hunting lifestyle. We started in the fall of 2008, and we didn't kill a deer that year, but I knew we had a lot of turkeys, and I thought it was a good possibility that we get one of them on film for sure. So in the spring came, and I got my first turkey kill on film with the Wild Outdoors. Right there.
Well, Jim learned real quick that there's a big difference between hunting and filming. Things don't always go as planned, and these birds slipped in. Fortunately, though, they stayed around just long enough.
Well, found him here. Went over here under this cedar and laid there quite a while. Well, there comes Wes now. So we'll see what he got. What'd you get?
A turkey. A pretty good one, probably 2-year-old.
Yeah, that's what this one is, I think.
He ain't got but about probably inch spurs or so.
Now, this one's got one spur broke off. See? Yeah, nubbed off that is.
Yep. He got a real thick beard on him.
Well, I killed my first turkey, and as I was doing the recovery, Wes, my son, who was also a pro staffer for the Wild Outdoors, came pulling up, and he had also killed his first turkey for the Wild Outdoors that morning. After our turkey kills in 2009, that started our relationship with the wild outdoors, and it's only got better from there.
This segment of PSE's Wild Outdoors is brought to you by Polaris.
PSE's Wild Outdoors is being brought to you by PSE Archery, Yeti Coolers built for the wild, Stirka Optics, Slash Inset Blade Arrow System, Carbon Force PSE Arrows, Hueyman Extendable Saws, Polaris, and Sitka Gear.
The first year of filming for the Wild Outdoors, the Martins were only able to kill some turkeys. However, I knew with their whitetail hunting properties and their prowess and their management, I knew it was just a matter of time before some bucks started hitting the ground.
Okay, back when I worked for the Highway Patrol, Nancy, my wife, and I bought a farm up in Weatherby in probably 1985, and I started managing it for whitetails at that time. Over the years, our management practices with the farm got better. I'd been putting out mineral and food plots for quite a while, and in the mid-90s, we added to the farm also with some more acreage, and our practices kept getting better and better. By the time we started filming for the Wild Outdoors, we had our management practices down pretty good and had some pretty nice deer. And my son Wes was about to be the beneficiary of one of the nicest deer that we had on the place.
I'm about to fall out of the tree. I just shot the biggest deer in my life. Well, here he is. Didn't go about 60 yards or so and gave me a perfect shot, broadside. Just everything worked out perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and get him out of here and put a tape on him, see how big he is and all the other stuff. So pretty happy.
Wes saw the trophy end of the management practices, and the next year he's going to get to see the other end of it because we like to shoot mature 8-pointers to get them out of the gene pool also. Okay, Wes was hunting in an area just right off the edge of a 40-acre sanctuary that we leave that we never go into. And this is a known area where we see a lot of activity. and we try not to even hunt that until the first part of November.
Right. Oh, that was awesome. Oh, I'm pumped. That was the craziest hunt I've ever had in my life. I think he got in a fight and bred a doe and grunting, snort wheezing, rubbing trees. It was just insane. I mean, just a nice mature deer. I couldn't be any happier.
This segment of PSE's Wild Outdoors is brought to you by Hueyman Extendable Saws.
This segment of PSE's Wild Outdoors is brought to you by Sitka Gear.
Well, Jim's obviously a great hunter and does a wonderful job with the management, but now we're going to talk a little bit about his biggest passion, and that's his family.
As much as I love the wild outdoors, I love my family more, and I've had them involved in it for a long time. Wes killed his first deer when he was 7 years old with a bow, and Nancy, she goes with me quite a bit, and I was fortunate enough to be with her and filmed her when she killed her biggest deer also.
Well, I just shot a 8-pointer. And it looked like I might be a little high and a little back. I seen where he went, so we'll give him a while and then we'll go see if we can find him.
Guess what?
What?
Found your deer.
Where?
Right there.
Right where? Oh my God. Oh my God, Jim. Oh, thank God. Here, I got him. Oh, jeez. Oh, oh. I am so happy. Oh my gosh. Trying to trail him through this tall grass was so hard. It's so thick and tall in here. But we did the right thing. We left him overnight.
Well, now the hunting's come full circle, and now I'm getting to take my grandkids hunting, and I took my little 3-year-old grandson this year, and it's November the 12th, and we're set up down here in a blind off this alfalfa field. It's been really windy, 30, 40 mile an hour winds the last couple of days, and kind of terrible hunting conditions. But we're gonna sit here tonight, see if anything comes out. I'm filming myself, and I got my right-hand man here with me, so Colby. So he's all bundled up, and we're sitting here. We're gonna hunt tonight, so ain't we?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll see what happens here.
Hey, Papa. I can see him. Hey, Papa. Turn that way.
Oh, look out here. Be real quiet. Real quiet.
Go sit. Papa, go sit.
When I had the grandson in the blind, well, it was a comedy because he kept hollering, "Get your bow, Papa! Get your bow, Papa!"
Chris. Hey, Rafiko.
He was sitting there and he go, "Doo-doo-doo-doo." This me. And then we had a pretty nice buck come out right before we come in. He walked on across the field from us.
Papa deer.
See there?
There's a Papa deer.
Yeah, look at him.
There's a Papa deer.
You see him?
Yeah, there's a Papa deer. There's a Papa deer.
Yeah.
And where's the mom deer go? Let's walk. He's gone. He's gone.
Yeah, be quiet.
We come back into the house. He walked in the house and he said, "Well, we didn't get one."
Well, even though Jim and Kobe didn't kill a deer that night, you could tell from Jim's interviews just how much he enjoyed it. You know, we kind of give Jim a little bit of a hard time about being so stoic on camera and maybe not showing a lot of emotion, but in these interviews, you could definitely tell this is where his passion's at.
Okay, after my retirement, well, we bought a farm over in Kansas too, and we've been kind of tinkering with managing that too and hunting over there. Wes killed a deer over there a year before last, and this last year, Nancy and I decided we had a pretty nice buck over there, so we was gonna go over and hunt him and try to get him. Okay, this buck come out and he was kind of headed our way, and we had all kinds of trail camera pictures of him, and this is the buck we wanted. He kept looking back over to where we couldn't see, and I don't know whether he was seeing another buck. We had a couple little bucks in front of us that were kind of burning us down, and I didn't know whether he was going to make it over there or not. He's a done deal. That was a good hit. I think I heard him crash. I think he made it about 80 yards probably. So. Okay, this buck came on in and I was happy to take him, and this was my first buck in Kansas, and hopefully it's a sign of good things to come. Well, here he is. He's a really nice deer. We got him out here and I'm just tickled to death with him. Really proud of him. It's my first Kansas deer, so pretty pleased with him.
What an awesome hunt. Jim was finally able to harvest his first buck in Kansas on the property that they'd been managing. Doesn't get any better than that. I'd like to thank Jim for sharing his story with us today. Great guy. Can't wait to see what happens this fall. I'm sure there'll be a big buck in his future. Well, that's all the time we've got for this week. We'd like to thank you for watching. We'll see you again next week right here on PSE's Wild Outdoors.